I guess we should do a proper intro, right?
Well, we don't have to do that now, do we?
Or do you have a better place you want to do it? Oh, you're trying to get close to me? Okay.
Well, not yet, or his.
Welcome inside.
So we're at the Heffneil crib. He's going to show us around with OG's going to do some things, but here's the famous Neil or Heffneil.
Hi.
And we're going to show around all the automated systems with Home Assistant and everything in the home. That's a big slab of meat, bro.
It's the only way we do it here.
So you smoke this in the...
I have a smoker out back, pellet smoker. This is going to be...
Who's in the Model X?
I don't know. Neighbor? You know, Travis, they slow down to look at the Christmas show. They're all curious.
I want to see the Model X, bro. I guess I want to come out here and check out your cool stuff here.
Sure.
I got to get over here and blur out your numbers.
Travis, I don't care about the numbers. Doesn't matter.
So this is cool. So what are you doing here with this?
So look, that camera just followed that car. That's the Empire Tech.
Yeah.
PTZ with the AI auto tracking.
Yeah.
So it'll follow.
I had it in the corner of my house. I love that camera.
Yeah, see, it's following us, right? Like it's
Yeah.
watching us.
So this is an LPR here and an LPR here, right?
Correct, yes.
One's shooting down.
One's shooting one way and then one's shooting the other. And this was really based on your guys' recommendation to get closer to the road. And what's nice about this guy,
Let's get out
this
the road.
direction.
I hear a truck coming.
Yeah, what's nice about this direction is that people slow down going into the bend. So I get a little more opportunity.
Yeah.
But what actually is bad about this is during certain hours, the sun is so strong, it actually gets kind of glared out.
I've seen you post some of the pictures.
I don't know how to fix it, but like come spring, when the leaves come back, it'll be a lot, darker.
Right.
So it'll help. So it's kind of it's a little bit of whack-a-mole trying to handle the seasonality.
So what is this over? Wait, I got to see what is this thing over here?
That is a ESP-based radar detector, which will tell you speed of a vehicle.
So that's pretty cool. So you have that pointing off. You're actually pretty not off axis from it, so you probably get a really good speed from it.
Yes, it's pretty accurate, and it's it actually gets both directions, so it'll report negative or positive.
Coming and going?
Coming and going. So if you're coming, it's positive, and if you're going, it's negative, right? So that's pretty cool. And this is a straightaway. And my neighbors didn't believe me that there's a speeding problem. And
so what is the speed limit set on this road?
Well, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour, but like the police officer went by this morning at 47. So, I guess he gets to drive fast, but
it was an emergency.
Go to the bathroom. But the fact is that, so this is just USB powered and Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
So that's what I'm actually doing in here, Travis, is I have a USB cable running down to a box. In that box is a switch. This is actually the mega version of the Flex that we were talking about earlier. It's I actually power this switch because these cameras require so much
for that,
PoE wattage.
With the infrared LEDs and stuff like that.
And the PTZ, right?
Yeah, the PTZ.
So we ran some speaker wire, like some 14 gauge, 12 gauge, I don't remember exactly.
It's a fiber uplink for the network.
Correct. It's a fiber uplink to another switch that's fiber uplinked to my network.
It's very, very nice.
Yeah, and this...
And they even painted the bracket and everything.
Yeah, I tried to make it blend in, right? Actually, the bracket I sent out with the pole to be powder coated the same color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen, I want to say, is it Kevin Toms? I think he did a vinyl wrap on that PTZ.
Oh, is that right?
And he wrapped it with some vinyl.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And may have ask him to how he did that exactly.
I thought about painting these a little more to make them blend in.
But then you want to see people to see them.
I do. That's part of my rationale, right?
Yep.
This is one of my original LPRs.
So I need to get out of the glare.
Yeah.
So conduit up to tree, up to here, and you've got an LPR. Just to give an example of what it looks at, it's looking, okay, I see the issue with the access now that I'm...
It's as close as I could get without being like on the road, right? Like,
yeah.
I know. I thought about trying to aim a little bit further towards the right, but then there's a tree in the way.
You have to cut the tree down.
I thought about it, but we've looked at a lot of different options. But this was really the closest I could get at that angle. And I got to tell you, this does an admirable job.
So I got a quick question for you, not to cut you off. See that sign?
Yeah.
Fishing for residents only, but can anybody else dump their oil in the pond?
It doesn't say not to, right?
I know. Wasn't it they dumping like fishing grease
they were cooking grease.
Oh, it was turkey
big pans.
Turkey grease or something. I don't know what it was.
They pulled up here and they had a van and they opened the back and took out some pans and dumped it in the. So that's what provoked me to get all these cameras.
I know. So anybody else not down there? There's nothing else down here.
On the other pole at that end.
They have a pole down there too.
Just for the what's it called? The axis for.
Oh, okay. We haven't gone over that yet.
Yes,
over here.
Yes, but no, there's no more LPRs.
Okay.
Talk to me. What do you want to know?
I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
You have all these nice cameras. And you have this guy here, which is just magnetic stuff.
It's not magnetic. No, there's a screw through it. It's screwed on. I've had to replace this camera. It actually died on me.
So
this is backup. This is strictly backup. It's if everything else went dead, at least I still have some visibility.
I get it. So you've got this. It's hard to see with the lighting.
Right. It's kind of hard to tell, but there are 4 cameras inside of this. This is the Axis camera.
High dollar camera, but then down here we have the wonderful Ring camera, and then you'll notice up here that's not a cell phone panel for like small cell, like the shopping center. That's actually your Wi-Fi that shoots back.
Correct. I put that in last year to have Wi-Fi for my Christmas show.
Yeah.
Because I needed Wi-Fi access, and then I ended up networking it with Ethernet.
Yeah.
But it provides Wi-Fi throughout the whole front yard. It's very good because the house being concrete, the house is concrete.
Can I show that way?
Sure, sure. The house is concrete. The Wi-Fi signal inside really doesn't penetrate outside. It struggles.
And you got to have good penetration.
Absolutely. You want to get it in all the way. So this box is permanent on the pole.
So what's in this box?
So in this box is a network switch that provides network to this camera. This is my other LPR up there.
Can you open that box?
Yes, I can. Well, yes, I can.
So that's fiber optic as well.
Fiber optic back to the house. This is the power supply for the switch over there.
Okay.
Right? Remember I said I ran speaker wire over, so that's the power supply for this. That runs in tangent with the fiber to that switch over there. This switch here is providing network to these devices, the access point, the LPR.
Is that an 10 port?
I think it's a 8 port plus the
8 port plus fiber uplink.
And this is a PoE switch.
So do you jump fiber from there to the other pole?
Fiber from this pole to the other LPR pole.
Interesting. Okay.
And then fiber from here back to the house.
And that gives you, just being outside and everything, you're not dealing with noise with fiber and everything
well,
like that.
I was worried more about transient lightning strikes.
Yeah, it gives you that good isolation.
Yeah, in case there's ever a situation where lightning hits nearby, it's not going to get sucked up by the copper and blow out a port.
Yep. So this is where
the magic happens?
No, this is where the thing came of the guy off of the emoji on Discord in the orange shirt smoking a cigarette.
He was right up there smoking while they were installing the generator. That lousy company that didn't do half the job.
So for some reason I was thinking this was taller, but it's not. I mean,
it's not that tall. It stays below the wall.
You can't really see it.
No, it's pretty cool. So
it's frozen shut.
I think it's just hasn't been open in a while.
We'll cut this part out of the video.
Oh man, hold on. Maybe I just locked it. What is going on?
Okay, go ahead.
So this is the generator here, and what I wanted to show you in here is that we've got the Genmon Pi running right here, and this is powered by our battery. Mm-hmm. Now we've ran network, so we've Ethernet connected it. It used to be Wi-Fi. So we run over and then run around to a switch we have mounted on the wall over there.
So you got a 48 kilowatt beast here.
48 kilowatt. It's pretty loud.
Yeah, I can see it's a V8.
We exercise it at Tuesday mornings, and it sounds like a UPS truck parked in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
But I'm sure it saved you some heartache and everything. Especially, I think you had issues with like the pumps freezing up on the pool.
Oh yeah, well the pool heater actually exploded because the water stopped moving and it froze. So it was, you know, that alone was worth it. But we've had, you know, some pretty big power outages since then. We, you know, 12, 14, 20 some odd hour power outages. We're in a pretty wooded area,
right.
and all of our lines with our power company are aerial. So, yep. You know, any wrong move by a tree or a branch, or, you know, these older trees fall over and the power's out for quite a while.
Yep. Ethernet to that's for GenMon, but the big thing about the cool thing about GenMon is there's no monthly fee to it. You can do MQTT to Home Assistant, pop it right in. You get all like your data and everything right in Home Assistant.
Absolutely.
Of everything that more than you ever needed and wanted for your generator stuff. So that ties into, this is probably part of your light show, that black cable or something?
Yes, that's the light show. This is temporary,
yeah.
But there's
the lizard.
It's warm over there. But this is just another switch. This is one of those bigger switches too. Like, yep. I didn't get to show you, but this one actually PoE power. So this is something I put together to monitor our septic system. So this is a series of some relays that are powered by, they're turned on when the power's on to the septic system. We've had situations where the breakers come loose or tripped, and then the septic system wouldn't be working. You wouldn't know it until it was too late. And really, you wouldn't know it at all because the alarm won't go off if we don't have power. So we're monitoring the pump when it runs and when it doesn't run. We monitor the power because the relay's on, and we're watching the alarm power too. So
it's like a Meanwell power supply.
Yeah, a little power supply for the ESP, a little breaker, just, you know, insurance. And yep. Then that's all connected over to these relays that are just basically closing the circuit to pull up or pull down.
Camera up there, I think it's almost 180, but I really like the view of that one. It's really easy to point with the ball mount it has. So, and then yeah. Of course you got another Wi-Fi access point here.
Sure.
And another ring for backup, right?
Ring for backup.
What you got over here in this orange box?
This is just a USB charger for the kids when they're.
Okay. I thought it was some sort of.
No, it's magnetic. So my glue got messed up, but then we built this pole so we could have power.
Yeah.
For a receptacle, because there was no receptacles over here, and we needed it for like the kids when they're swimming, they want to charge their phones and stuff. And then we put like a little light switch so we can control these lights. This is actually one of those. It's really radio raw, but it works with cassetta. This is wireless. Yeah. This is just an RF remote that looks like a switch. And it works pretty well. I mean, it turns the lights on, turns fans on, gives us some options without having to go inside the house to turn these things on and off.
Yeah.
And then we hung the Govee lights, and they're nice. They did a nice job, actually. And
so they talk about the bulbs?
Yes. You do lots of effects, and they're pretty. They work out really well at night. This was pretty dark at night, except for the pool lights. We hung these and turned them on, and it's really nice, really pretty.
Can't go swimming right now.
No, too cold. The reason the water's running is just to make sure it doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
I went away from the Sonos and went with Rust Sound. I used to use Rust Sound in my old house. Some people kind of were against it. I really like it, actually. So we added zones out here when we redid this porch. So we have these speakers for the pool area. We have some speakers inside the porch area. I kind of treated these like separate rooms. Mm-hmm. So that under the porch, there's actually 4 speakers in the ceiling. And I have those connected in a way that I can listen on. I can listen to the TV when I turn the TV on, and if I decide, I could turn the radio on with the Rust Sound to listen to another source.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's self-changing. Basically, it picks the source and it says, I prefer the TV, but if the Rust Sound comes on in this room, then it'll play that here. And
then the ever important part.
Oh, Starlink.
See, the ever important, if you see it up here, the Starlink, and I'm sure you've gotten your use out of that, right?
Oh, for sure. Every time the power goes out, we lose cable too. So,
which is your cable modem ISP,
right?
So that's going to drop out.
We would just be on an island. We wouldn't have any internet access.
And cell phone signal's not that great out here.
No, it's terrible.
And so this has definitely saved your bacon, I'm sure. For sure.
It's an imperative thing at this point for security purposes too, you know? So this is a cassette motion sensor. When we come from this area, this will kick off these lights. So again, we briefly talked in the live stream earlier about how I'm trying to minimize the amount of times we need to touch,
Right.
Switches, because there's really no switch over here to turn on the lights as you enter this area. But as you walk, it'll detect you and turn on the lights. And I tried a bunch of different motion sensors, and ultimately I just stayed within the ecosystem of Cassetta, but I actually trigger the Cassetta lights with Home Assistant in between, so it works out pretty well. This is the elevator.
So the elevator that OG got stuck on.
No.
With the wonderful editing, but so then we got the better room here.
The better room. So look, like when I open the door, the lights are going to turn on in here. You can kind of see
all automations.
Try to automate as much as possible.
So this is the Heff room of all things, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be cleaner. It works. I'll say it works pretty well.
You're always changing stuff.
Always. It's hard. It's hard. I added the ladder racks for the wiring to try to keep it a little organized.
My network cabinet is insane and a mess and everything. I keep saying, I'm going to fix it and everything. And so you've got down here your colorful...
my colorful frigate server. The rainbow server. Yeah. This is like a butcher block island for a kitchen. Yeah. But I needed something that could actually move out of the way and that could hold the server off the floor. I was always afraid that if there was a water leak or something, I didn't want it on the floor.
So over here, we've got cable modem here.
Cable modem there.
Tempest.
Tempest receiver.
Now, you're doing isolation of the Ethernet because I know you said you had issues with lightning at one point and blew out the port on a router, so you're isolating it with these 10G Tech fiber modules?
Right. The UDM Pro only has so many fiber ports, right?
Right.
So I think it only has 2. One of them comes in for my Spectrum that I convert. This is converting the Spectrum Ethernet to fiber. And then I have the fiber from the UDM to the aggregate switch. So I've used up both ports. So the only way to get the the connection from the Starlink was to convert to fiber and then convert back to Ethernet. And then basically the fiber is a bridge that lightning transient or any other type of lightning, if it hit the Starlink, wouldn't come through and...
Got battery backups.
Battery backups. This is an interesting webpowerswitch.com. They make this remote reboot unit. So this is a very, very 80s, 90s looking interface, very poor. But I liked it because it was multiple power strips. Yep. It was Ethernet connected, and I could control different devices, right? Yep. I could turn them on and off if I needed to.
Is that cloud-based or local?
No, it's all local.
Okay.
It's all local.
Yeah, I do see the Ethernet on the side there.
Yeah, that was the, I wanted Ethernet, not Wi-Fi, because if I had to reboot an access point or reboot a switch or something like that, I wanted to make sure I can get back to this thing one way or the other.
Yep. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And then the other side is really security. And so on this side we have our security system. It's ELK M1 Gold. So this runs our water sensors, a lot of our door sensors. This is the true alarm system with some automation. And this integrates really well with Home Assistant as well.
Oh, so that was the next thing, if they had an integration with that.
Yeah, they do, and it works really well. So I can control things. I've actually moved my water valves, which I'll show you later, to work with the ELK system independently of Home Assistant, but Home Assistant integrates in a way that I can still control it, turn things on and off.
And one thing is the SwitchBot. These are the SwitchBot keychain temperature sensors I talked about, Bluetooth, and it picks up through a Bluetooth proxy in the Home Assistant.
Correct. And this device over here, which I don't know if you can see, you're kind of close now. This is actually ESP32 based, and that is running Bluetooth proxy because it's Ethernet based.
Right.
So it's not going to, gum up my Wi-Fi network with a lot of Bluetooth traffic.
Because that's one of the issues I ran into is just being the bent pipe that Bluetooth proxy is. You're doing Bluetooth and back over Wi-Fi, and it causes a lot of repeat.
A lot of noise. A lot of noise. Prongs similar to the Link kind, except they actually stick forward.
Yep.
It's by a company called GRI, and that's connected back to my ELK alarm system.
And so if that triggers, it'll automatically cut your water valve off.
Correct.
Yeah.
Part of it's an automation actually within the Elk M1, but it reports back to Home Assistant, notifies me.
But it does. If Home Assistant's down, then you'll still get your water.
Still turn the water off.
Your water shut off.
Absolutely.
Ding.
So we like to sit down here and watch football.
Yeah.
And we like to watch our Baltimore Ravens, but we also like to watch divisional games and other things like Red Zone and things like that. So we were kind of like, we want to be able to watch them, but we also didn't want like more TVs when we weren't using them to kind of gum up the wall and the aesthetics. So, in part of the remodel, we added a facility to hide some TVs, and we use these actuators. They're not the fastest, but really we're only opening or closing it one time a week to watch.
That's
football.
pretty cool.
It's pretty different, right? It's not meant to point out the fact that it's TVs hiding back there, but it lets us watch them and then put them away essentially, and it
So
works.
you still
out
have the
pretty
stickers in the TV?
What do you want from me?
You actually watch these? So that you've got just actuators that pick up this wooden piece. That looks pretty cool.
It took a lot of engineering to figure this out, and this is not our first set of actuators. We struggled with a lot of different things to make this work.
Yeah, to get the weight and everything. And then you got to get them timed to hit the same time.
Yeah, we have a controller. Originally, we tried to do it individually, and then ultimately, I broke the first door because one actuator went up and the other one didn't. So now we have a controller from the company that sells these, and it keeps them all in. These actually talk back. Our original ones were dumb. They just pushed or pulled.
And then you'd break the door.
That's what happened. So we learned our lesson after breaking the door and cheaping out on actuators and controls, and purchased something a little more kind of all together that has feedback. So this says, wait, this one's not going up, stop. So there's some insurance there. There you go.
So the famous camera, this is where the Heff emoji came from when he was hanging the camera. So I had to, I was like, oh, I recognize this now.
What's funny, Travis, is there's another, I don't even know, what temperature sensor is that? It's not even working. It might be Aquaria.
That is, it's Aquaria.
Aquaria.
That's the ones, sometimes they fall off the network.
They were super tiny.
They're Zigbee.
It's gone. The battery's dead, has been lost.
Yeah,
but
they're 2032s, I think, or something, those little coin cells.
So there's a switch spot around the other corner, because that's kind of been my favorite. Because like you said, the double AAA batteries, whatever it is.
Yep.
But I wanted to show you, there's some more systems in here. Let me find the light switch.
You actually got to turn on the light in here?
Well, you know what's funny is I leave the door open just so it doesn't get too warm.
Yeah.
But there's a door sensor. There's a door sensor, so if I close it, turns off. But my Synology's up here, right? I've got a couple switches, all my Rust Sound stuff.
So what does the Synology run?
Synology, it doesn't run anything. It's just storage.
Okay.
Just storage.
Another switch.
This is a receiver for the audio, video of the TVs we just looked at. Yeah. This is, I think, my Blue Virus server, some other backup servers. Then my nodes, all my nodes are up here. So these are all running Docker containers for Home Assistant.
Okay, yep.
So I run those little HP boxes.
Yep.
And they're cute and they work. They're very effective.
And they fail over and everything like that?
They won't fail over. But here's what I do. I copy all the data from one to the other in a rotation. Mm-hmm. So if I have to restore one, I can restore it rather easily, rather rapidly. It's not an automatic failover, but it's a manual failover.
These are your Rust Sound?
These are my Rust Sound. Those are media streamers, so they'll get like Sirius XM or different music, Spotify, different music services.
What box is that at the top? With the antenna.
The box at the top, that is our pool controller.
Oh, okay.
Our first one got water intrusion and died within a year. So what we did is we ran the connection back over to inside the house and then put the controller. Most people don't do that. Like, you don't think about it.
Yep.
Water softener. And I use Jim's, salt detection system with a little ESP underneath the lid there. They sell them. They commercialized it, right?
Well, there's actually one. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I've been playing with them. I want to do like for parking and water and stuff like that. There's the Shelly Blue Distances, and it looks like a piece of PVC, and it has 2 rings on it. You cut a hole and shove it in there, and it's ultrasonic, and it's battery powered, and it has via Bluetooth right into Home Assistant.
Full.
Okay.
I like it to be a little cleaner, but it's a closet. You know, a closet stores a bunch of junk. But this is the water valve. So this is the main water coming in from our well. And this is the valve that we actuate. We actually put a little doorbell button. So if the plumber's here or there's an emergency and you want to turn the water off in a jiffy, you can manually do it, but you can push a button and it'll close this valve.
And we don't need to do that.
No,
I don't want to mess up anything and cause any issues.
Trouble. So this is our water meter. It's pulse counting. It's got a little magnet that spins around, and then this is a Hall's effect sensor. It counts it. That's going back to an ESP32 Kinconi board deal, and it's counting. You know, it shows me water usage, and I use Home Assistant as a utility meter for, you know, I could look at last hour,
right,
by day, by week, by month.
Even though you're on a water well, but then you can see your water usage.
Well, yeah, if I have a small drip or something's gone wild, I can get an alert and know about it and keep track of it and know something doesn't quite add up. Got a lot of stuff going on here. Lots of different systems in this room. We've got some electrical panels, and this is Gen 3 Emporia, which is really nice because you could shorten these pigtails even though we really haven't.
And that's for your power monitoring.
This is for monitoring the power in this panel here.
And then, you know, I'm asking, it's not flash with ESP Home?
It's not. I like Emporia. I know. We differ on that opinion a little bit.
Can you get that in the Home Assistant?
Yes. Is it reliable? I would say no.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as clear, but I do use the Emporia site, and it works well. And one of the motivations to upgrading to this version, because I did have the old version, is that it's Ethernet based.
Yep.
And with all the Wi-Fi problems I was having, I was doing anything and everything to get as few Wi-Fi devices on the network.
Especially with a lot of traffic with power monitoring, so that cuts down your Wi-Fi traffic.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a ton of constant streaming data, right? So, kind of going around, there's some network gear here. This feeds some cameras outside the garage. This feeds out to the pole that we saw earlier. It's feeding the Emporia and some other Ethernet devices. I have a Raspberry Pi that monitors my geothermal air conditioning system, and that basically converts the RS-485 stream to MQTT data. Mm-hmm. So I can control my air conditioning, and I can monitor it. I can see lots of great information actually on the air conditioning. I can see the temperature of my loops and.
So the geothermal, how deep is that? That's Doug, do you know?
I think it's about 5 feet deep, and it's horizontal loops.
Horizontal, okay.
That was all built, with the house 20 years ago, so I wasn't around for that, didn't know much about it. But that's what these tubes here are going down and outside to feed be fed from the loops out.
And that's for cooling?
Cooling and heating. Okay. So they're both basically heat pumps, so they'll change direction for heating versus cooling. So this is the condensing unit for the unit on the second floor, the third floor where the kids are. Yeah. And then this unit is the package unit that does the basement and the main level. So
the doors, you're using MyQ, or what? How are you doing the doors, or what?
The doors are with Rat Godot,
GDO, whatever. Yeah. So you had the new security ones, and you got the jack shafts over here,
right,
on each one, and so you still get all those into Home Assistant and everything, without having to deal with the cloud bull crap and subscriptions with.
Sorry, Amazon garage lights on. Sometimes the timer works a little too well.
So the timer went out on us, but so you don't have to deal with all the cloud junk and everything with MyQ, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I was concerned about going Wi-Fi for those devices, but they've been very reliable. On this side of the bulkhead, which we really can't see right now because of all my junk, there's actually another access point that feeds kind of this direction, and I have another camera over there. It's like, this is one of those Enki 180s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was kind of trying it out in here. It does a nice job. And then just the Amcrest in the corner.
So is it Enki or Anki? I don't know.
I don't know either. but like that camera's great because, you guys have heard me complain about Walmart deliveries, but I can watch them deliver and know that they put stuff in the refrigerator or not in the refrigerator, and it's just useful.
Yeah. But if a supply of
filament?
A filament?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Do you have a filament problem?
I have a filament problem. I don't see color. Sorry.
Well, I don't. It's a lot of filament. Like,
A lot of filament, a lot of fun stuff, but you never have the right color when you need it.
No.
That always seems to be the problem.
so you're using for like your props and stuff. You got what, 3?
Three over here and one over there. I think one of them is going to go in the basement
Okay.
to print a little bit more of a toxic type of filament that's dangerous to breathe. I'd rather do it in the garage.
So this is also the 4th floor elevator door.
A long time ago, one of the first things I ever did is installed an S32 with, it runs Mitsubishi to MQTT. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it uses like one of those, I forgot what it's a JST connector. And it just plugs into their, you can buy it from Mitsubishi for like several hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Or you can take like a $3 board and a connector and plug it in and have MQTT control over this thing. And I do, and it's great.
Yeah. Got the water sensor in the bottom.
Yeah, so we put the water sensors under all the toilets.
Yep.
And all the sinks, right?
Yep.
And in our kitchen, we installed them under every sink, under ice maker, under basically everything that's...
And they're all wired.
All wired. No batteries to change or to deal with.
Yep.
This switch is actually the switch that got struck by lightning.
Okay. Oh, is that the one you got ports that are bad in it?
Yeah, so that's why there's tape over them.
Oh.
So I know not to use them. And it's funny because it actually feels like it's spreading. Eventually I'll replace this switch. But like I didn't block this one port, and I think it was bad last time I tried. This is my dog trying to get in. But
the dog knows how to use the door. She just opened the door.
She just opened the door. You are the wonder dog, Peppy. But here's some backup nodes. And actually this is my blue iris server here. And a lot of the same stuff, remote reboot. And these are backup nodes. Yep. I run like DNS up here and DNS downstairs. Cellular repeater, even though the cellular service is pretty bad outside, it's basically just magnifying bad stuff. But this is like the control box to the antenna on the side of the house. And then there's a couple of antennas inside the house above the drywall.
Yep.
Watch your step, but there's a couple things here worth kind of taking a peek at. Some of this is Christmas lights stuff. And then this is the PermaTrack. So this is the controlling the PermaTrack. It's off right now. And then all the elevator controls for controlling the elevator. Spare parts and pieces and parts you might need to maintain it. I don't know, I'm not the cameraman.
There you go. Now, hey, you can see your pretty face.
Hi. You good?
Yeah, so we're in the living room. What'd you call this?
Family room?
Family room.
Family room. My living room is fine, whatever you want to call it. So, we contended with the fact that we had a panel in the middle of our house when we remodeled. We really didn't know how to integrate it in a way that would look nice and still be accessible. So we came up with this kind of clever slat wall hidden door system. So we've got our electrical panels. Electrical panel here feeds most of the inside of the house. 60.
And these are all the breaker. These aren't automated breakers.
These are not. They were very expensive.
Yeah.
I actually haven't put an Emporia in here, but maybe one day. It's very tight.
Yeah.
Very tight. I think in retrospect, if I cared enough, I probably should have done the current monitoring breakers.
Yeah.
But they were like 4 times as expensive, I think.
And then you got your...
I got my Zigbee coordinator right next to the metal, I know.
Yeah.
And then we've got some controls here for Lutron, some LEDs, and we've got a unified switch.
There's one of these LEDs.
Yeah, that's the best controller in my house. Then we've got Dig Octa for our stair lights, which we have to show you. So the big problem is in the dark, it's dangerous coming down the stairs. Kids are in socks. They would lose track of stairs coming down fast. You know how kids are. We installed a motion sensor with Zigbee, forgive my dog hair, and then we have an MM wave at the top of the stairs, but that's to detect people as they come and go, so we can turn the lights on and off, so we're not leaving them on all night long. But it does a pretty effective job, and it's really a big safety improvement for everybody coming up and down the stairs.
All right, well, that'll about do it for this one. If there's other questions or anything you have about the Heffneil, I don't know what the name of it is, but if you check him out on Discord, you got any other questions, I appreciate him having us and showing us around. And y'all know the drill. Press on them buttons, and y'all take care.
Peace.
Don't go to 1. That's where the scary stuff happens.
That's right. Good luck.
You got to close the door. You
See
can't
on
push the
other
button yet.
side. Good luck, Owen. We'll miss you.
You all right? You didn't turn the light out.